Hey, what's up everybody? It's Alfar here, and today we're going to be talking about the December 2021 update that goes live Thursday, December 16th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Now, this update, I've already went through most of this patch notes, and I already know, what I think is important, but it can be different for you, what you think is important. But either way, I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below. You click on it and you can check out these patch notes for yourself. Now let's go to the new features. Now this is the whole summary, the bulk of the new stuff that's going to be added. And the first thing on that list is offline campaign with progression. We all know a lot of people have been waiting for this, and I've been waiting for it for myself. I've been wanting to try it out, even with bots I play with online. But, offline is nice. You don't have to rely on the internet or your Wi-Fi going down. You're good with offline campaign, which is pretty clutch in my opinion. Next on the list is new supply line roving merchants. Time limited track added that provides new unlocks to spend supply points on. New card type burn cards. New card type added that is available through the roving merchants supply lines. This card type can be played in each safe room to gain temporary effects like instant healing, currency boost, increased resistance, and more. Holiday seasonal event. Holiday decorations added to Fort Hope and the firing range. Unlockable seasonal character skins, weapon skins, emblems, and sprays added. New non-burn cards. Belt clip. Increased quick slot inventory by 1. Utility clip. Increase quick slot inventory by 2, minus 10% damage. Tool belts, increase team quick slot inventory by 1. Ridden practice area added to Fort Hope. Option added to play as a Ridden while in Fort Hope to practice fighting and exploring mutation abilities. Bots that accompany the player in solo campaign are randomized. Ultra wide improvements, stat tracking now enabled in training. Notable bug fix. Fix an exploit that allow players to duplicate offensive utility items. Fix an exploit that allow players to select duplicates instead of one card. And those are all the new features coming to Back 4 Blood in December. Now let's move on to the campaign updates. And the first thing in the general campaign updates is we made the following changes to make the controls on PC feel more snappy. Increased player acceleration to 2100 was 1900. Break friction to 7 was 6.5. Player starts with max ammo when beginning a run. Cleaner hitboxes are more accurate, reducing accidental friendly fire. Aim assist when targeting armored commons is improved. Friendly fire damage no longer increases with each weapon tier. Healing efficiency now improves temporary healing. Bots now keep their existing inventory and upgrade their weapons with each map. Made improvements to save individual matchmaking settings in quick play, campaign, and training runs. Added clarification to the leave game prompt while in a party. Smooth out player collision near the ogre's spawn points. SWAT achievements now also grant the SWAT team title. Added one additional card draw to Acts 2 and 3. Now the rest of the bullet points here have to do with mission specific changes. So you can see here search and rescue, a clean sweep. And then at the bottom we have confirmation is now given immediately after reporting a player, and changes have been made to the credits. Now let's move on to the speed card updates. And if you watch my channel and watch my live streams, you guys know I love speed running. So me reading this, it's hitting me right here. Every time I read a Nerf, it's just hitting me right here, and it hurts. It hurts real bad. Now let's read the developer note. We noticed that the use of speedrunning decks was creating tension between players, as a single player would utilize a speedrunning deck to separate from the rest of their team to rush ahead to finish the level. We made the following changes to bring speedrunning more in line with the viability of other strategies and builds. Now, let's pause for a second. It says separate from the rest of their team to rush ahead to finish the level. Right here. That is the point of speedrunning. Hate to break it to you. You got to separate and you got to make it to the end so you can get it fast. And there is a strategy. You can run fast, run past everything, get to the safe room and despawn a lot of things. And then other people just catch up and pick up copper. Or you can run with a group and everybody speed run. Those are real fun. Try that out. Or, you just play with bots. Sometimes I play with bots and you don't got to deal with people complaining. But let's be real here. How many times have you finished an act and you finish it with the same people that you started with? I've never finished the act like that unless I'm with a group or unless I'm with bots. You know, usually in the beginning, there's people quitting left and right, especially in Nightmare. When somebody goes down, they quit automatically and they complain. It's like, all right, what are we doing here? But I can see why, you know, people getting salty about speed running cars. But hey, man, stop using Crocs. Put on your Nikes. But anyways, let's move on to what they actually did. So let's start with evasive. Speed reduced to 15% from 20%. Fleet of foot. Move speed bonus reduced to 8% was 10%. Damage resistance trade-off increased to -7% was -5%. Mad dash. Stamina efficiency reduced to -40% was -30%. Olympic sprinter. Damage resistance trade-off increased to -7% was -5%. Pep in your step. Move speed bonus reduced to 8% was 10%. Rhythmic breathing. Stamina bonus reduced to 40% was 60%. Rhythmic breathing now plus 40%. Remove drawback -20%. Slow resistance. Run like hell. Change to remove the move speed buff for 3 seconds when getting hit. Move speed bonus reduced to 12% was 15%. Speed demon. Move speed bonus reduced to 4% was 6%. Stimulants. Card refactored. No longer gives move speed. Now gives 20% stamina regeneration. Increase reload to 15% was 10%. And increase swap speed to 15% was 10%. So as you can see from reading all that, the key word there is reduced. Almost everything is either reduced or removed. And, you know, it sucks, but it is what it is. Now let's move on to combat card updates. And they said, we've received feedback that players did not feel that slow and steady combat was as viable as other strategies. Additionally, we wanted to balance the changes to speedrunning in general. We refactored and buffed the following combat cards to make combat more viable. But let's move on to the combat cards. Cold brew coffee, now ADS speed plus 25%, weapon swap speed plus 25%, use speed plus 25%, reload speed plus 15%. Combat training, remove 50% bullet penetration, added +1 bullet stumble and +5 melee stumble. Now +5 bullet damage and +25% bullet stumble. Energy drink, stamina reduced to 15%, remove -5% damage resistance, added weapon swap plus 25%, move speed while firing plus 15%, slow resistance plus 10%. Highwayman, tooltip update to include all secondary weapon, ammo chance increase to 3%, was 2%, now has a chance to spawn Molotovs. Large caliber rounds, now plus 7.5% bullet damage, plus 200% bullet penalty removed. Line them up. Now range fall off plus 10%, recoil control plus 15%, bullet pen plus 25%, ADS speed plus 25%. No longer requires ARs. So that means you can use any gun and you can use line them up and get all those perks. You don't need ARs anymore. Marathon runner, no longer disable sprint. Intent with this is to enable kitting. Mugger, ammo chance increased to 3% was 2%, now has a chance to drop razor wire. Patient hunter, reduce the time per stack to 0.75 was 1. Power swap, effect can no longer be stacked. Weapon swap window increased to 1 second was 0.75. Power reload, reload window increased to 1 second was 0.75. Silver bullets, now plus 10% bullet damage, plus 15% range fall off, penalty removed. Steady aim, added a stacking buff while ADS that gives 10, 20, 30% recoil reduction over 2.25 seconds. Tunnel visions, added stat that increases weak spot damage the longer player is in ADS, 5, 10, 15% over 2.25 seconds. Team ammo vendor card now also gives plus 1% increased damage. Well fed, remove 20% stamina efficiency. Now let's move on to the healing cards, and there's really not that much. Fresh bandage now heals 15 health at the start of each level. Trauma recovery increased to 15 was 10. Group therapy, heal increased to 8 was 5. Life insurance, life reduced to 1 was 2. Now reduce team in-cap trauma by 15%. Remove copper loss. Needs of many, health penalty reduced to -10 was -20%. Pep talk, now gives 3 flat damage resistance from all sources while reviving and grants 10 health to the revived target. Safe room recovery now also heals 15 health and trauma recovery up to 7 was 5. Now let's move on to the general card updates, and I want you to keep an eye on Adrenaline Fueled and Experience EMT. Now at the top it says the cards Share the Wealth, Boxo Bags, Surplus Pouches, Experience EMT, and Safe Room Recovery no longer apply their effects an additional time after a team wipe. Team ammo cards on the vendor now give a 1% damage increase. Adrenaline Fueled card refactored no longer gives bonus stamina, no longer reduced stamina regen, no longer gives instant stamina. Fueled stamina regen now stacks 5 times and gives 7 stamina over 7 seconds. Ammo Mule no longer disables support items but lowers move speed by 5%. Another thing that's going to lower your move speed. Bounty Hunter update text to mention contributing team kills. Experience EMT card refactored. Bonus health reduced to 10% was 20%. Now also increased stamina and stamina regen 10%. Experience EMT card refactored. Bonus health reduced to 10% was 20%. Now also increases stamina and stamina regen by 10%. Experience EMT no longer heals trauma. Energy bar stamina regen increased to 30% was 20%. Hyper focus adjusted penalty to minus 40% move speed while shooting or melee attacking was minus 75% ADS move speed. And then wooden armor no longer increases explosion damage take. Now let's move on to corruption cards. And there's really not that much here. Corruption boss cards will no longer appear at the start of an act. Hag will no longer spawn the Fog Corruption card. Fog's maximum density reduced for Gloom and the Fog Corruption cards. Breakers removed from all difficulties of Search and Rescue Bookworms. Now let's move on to the balance updates. All guns set to have the same aim assist snap length duration. Aim assist now locks onto the center of sleeper base instead of the body. Aim snap time reduced to 0.1 seconds was 0.25. Made aim assist feel smoother when aiming at targets. Birds health reduced to 1 was 10. Yo, the birds got a nerf. I needed that, man. Them birds were killing me out there. They got nerf finally. Flash grenade damage reduced to 1 was 5. M16's damage increased to 16 was 14. Burst M9's damage increased to 12 was 10. Razor wire is now a quick slot item. That's big right there. MP5 fire rate increased to 50%. A70 fire rate reduced to 0.40 was 0.55. Combat knife increased combat attack width. Lightweight stock. Blue attachment movement speed buff reduced to plus 7.5% was 10%. Purple attachment movement speed buff reduced to plus 10% was plus 15%. Nightmare and the shooting range in For Hope now multiply base friendly fire damage values by 2 times. Now let's move on to the balance updates for difficulty specific. I'm going to be talking about Nightmare, but if you want to know about Veteran or Recruit, I'll put a link in the description below, or you can pause the video and just look at it right now. But let's go to Nightmare. And the first thing it says is rescale friendly fire values. First aid cabinet free use increased to 1 was 0. Special written damage reduced by 35% was 75%. Common damage reduced by 50% was 100%. Nightmare extra trauma from incap reduced to 5 was 10. Reduced nightmare stumble resist on nightmare 25% was 40%. Reduced nightmare special written health buff to 7.5% was 15%. Continue currency bonus increase to 100 was 0. Continue heal bonus increase to 10 was 0. Continue trauma heal bonus increase to 5 was 0. Continue card draw bonus increase to 1 was 0. Continue ammo bonus increase to 15% was 0. And extra in-cap trauma reduced to 7 was 10. So as you can see, you're getting a bonus for doing continues, for having, continues left, which is pretty dope, You're getting money, you're getting healed, you're getting an extra card, you're getting ammo. That's pretty fire if you ask me. So, don't lose those continues off of something stupid. Make sure, you're going hard in the paint each mission so you can have your continues left over and you get those bonuses. Now let's talk about spawning updates. And this was a big thing, especially with those special written. Now the first thing it says during endless hordes and back-to-back hordes, All hordes special ridden are limited to 2 of a given type and a maximum of 4. Added horde special ridden cooldown. Time hordes made to have a longer minimum resume time of 60 seconds was 30, with the exception of custom events. Roaming special ridden, max count now, 4 was 6. Reduced chance for all tallboy variants on veteran and nightmare difficulties. Increase roaming special ridden minimum spawn distance to 30 meters was 20. Increase wander special ridden minimum spawn distance to 10 meters was 5. All right, let's move on to Ridden AI updates. Blighted Ridden no longer deal instant explosion damage when they die. Special Ridden's defense against bullet penetrations to weak spots has been reduced. Sleepers will more accurately connect with their targets. That's tough because you know those sleepers are crazy sometimes. Sometimes you could be climbing a ladder and they go through the ladder and get you. And that's without this update. That's right now. Some of those sleepers are lethal, but now they're hit scans out there. They're going to get you. So watch out for the sleepers. Don't sleep on the sleepers. That's all I got to say. Tallboy and Bruiser hitboxes are more accurate and their weak spots are easier to hit. Tallboy and Bruiser overhead attack damage radius reduced to 200 units was 250. Tallboy have less ability to turn during a burst traversal. Decrease Crusher Squeeze attach a distance for squeeze attack to 200 units was 300. Wretch's effective range in meters decreased to 22 was 25. Tracking and ramp up time adjusted to work better. Wretch will rotate slightly slower and will track the target for slightly longer during vomit attack, 2.25 seconds from 1.6. Wretch projectile spray starts at a lower velocity now, 75% of max instead of 90% of max, and ramps up to max velocity over a longer period of time, 0.75 seconds instead of 0.4 seconds. Exploder explosion radius is now visible to the ridden player. Now the next 5 bullet points have to do with Hawkers, and it says Hawker pin projectile speed reduced to 2500 was 3500. Hawker pin miss cooldown reduced to 8 was 0. Hawker pin hit cooldown increased to 8 was 2. Hawker initial damage reduced to 5 was 10. Hawker damage over time increased to 3 was 2. And then below that it says Hag health reduced to 7500 from 8200. Hag weak spot multiplier increased to 2.25 was 2. Stinger projectile cooldown while perched increased. When the Stinger was perched, there was no cooldown on her projectile, so she was able to rapidly attack cleaners. Trust me, I felt that in nightmare mode. Sometimes she would just ruin a speed run, just pop, 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 machine gunning me from far. All right, let's move on. Now here we have the Swarm PvP updates, and as you can see, there's not much. So under the general, it says facial icons now appear when ridden players ping cleaners. All cleaners dialogue for pin and special ridden is now audible to ridden players. Survivor nameplates are visible to ridden players. Card updates. Inspiring Sacrifice. Sound effects volume reduced when effect is active. Balance updates. General. Added lever penalty warning pop-up in Fort Hope after leaving a PvP match. Cleaners. Cleaners now start each round with full ammo. Ridden. Mutation points from players that disconnect in swarm mode are now redistributed to their remaining teammates. Each player's mutation points are now visible on their party frames. Hawker pin duration reduced back to 7 seconds. Hawker pin damage reduced initial damage to 5 was 10. Increased the damage over time to 3 was 2. So as you can see, they haven't did really much with Swarm, and I'm kind of salty about that because I love playing Swarm, but at times it gets a little stale. Like, we all agree that sometimes it could get boring and sometimes people leave even when you're winning. So, there's no winning situation there. And yes, they added mutation points from players that disconnect in swarm mode are now redistributed to their remaining teammates. That's cool and all. But let's say you're doing a 1v4. Mutation points don't matter when you're a cleaner. Because when you're a cleaner, you're still doing a 1v4 against 4 special ridden controlled by humans and also the common ridden. So you're dealing with 5 elements right there and you're one person. And this is just a 1v4 scenario. I'm just saying. I think that they should add, bots turned up to nightmare difficulty when you're a player down, and give you, you know, extra mutation points and stuff like that, or an extra card or something like that, because, you know, you need that help. You know, that's 4 players getting mutation points, and you're the 1 player, you know, getting some mutation points, but when you're a cleaner, you know, you're outmatched. That's it. But that's just a 1v4 scenario. Maybe a 3v4, you know, get a bot in there, you know, who knows? Like, I think they should just add bots and replacing, you know, the levers. You know, yes, the levers get their penalty, but also add bots and turn them up into a nightmare difficulty bot. You know, whether it's a special ridden or cleaner, turn them up. That'll be dope. That's what I think. And also, I think they should add a competitive PvP, you know, swarm mode. You know, you got your quick play, which is basically swarm mode, but add a competitive one, you know, for the sweaties like me. Add rank, add leaderboards. Don't wait too late. You know, when they made Evolve, at the end of Evolve's life, they added competitive and it was already too late. Everybody stopped playing. I don't want them to do that with Back for Blood. That would be sad if they do it again. They wouldn't learn from their mistake. Add competitive now before it's too late. And I can't be the only one to think that Back for Blood needs more PvP modes besides Swarm mode. Everybody wants campaign versus, but there's more modes out there that people would like. You know, think outside the box. I would like a cleaner versus cleaner mode, because like, if you watch Walking Dead or any zombie movie or TV show, most of the time they're fighting other humans. They're not even fighting the zombies. You know, the zombies are there. Most of the time it's humans being greedy or humans trying to kill other humans, taking other things. You know what I'm saying? It's usually human versus human. So a cleaner versus cleaner mode would be dope. Imagine the 8 cleaners versus another settlement. You know, a different camp out there that wants to take Fort Hope. Because you can't picture that Fort Hope is just a nice and guarded place. There's going to be people out there that want their stuff. There's always jealousy out there. You know, other people want to take other people's things and take over. I mean, that's what I think. But see what I'm saying? Cleaner versus cleaner mode, that's just a little seed that I'm planting right there. They probably throw it out. They say, man, we don't want that. But if Swarm is going to be your only game mode in Back for Blood, they need to add, you know, things to make it stand out from PvE, like cards and guns that are specific to PvP, or, you know, special ridden that are not just the tall boy and the stalker and the wretch. Like, imagine if you had like 1,000 mutation points and you could become the hag. That would be crazy. You know, that's an idea to throw in there. You know, add more things, spice it up, add more maps. But that's my take on Swarm PvP. Now, the rest of the patch notes have to do with controller updates, UI updates, bug fixes, and I'll leave a link in the description below, and you can check out the patch notes for yourself. And hopefully you enjoyed this video. I try to give you guys my opinion on everything, but that was your December 2021 update patch notes. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on. This is Alfaro, signing out.